Hello, good evening. Sarah here. I've got the mic facing down tonight just so I don't cause myself any technical difficulties. I'm hoping you can see and hear me, but I'll just wait a few minutes to see who's there and make sure that you can see and hear everything. So I'm here. I'm actually at the desk. Hello, evening. Lovely to see you. Oh, thanks, Mr. G. I had Mr. G check in to see if it was working. Oh, good. I'm going to keep everything crossed that this is going to be a relatively glitch-free live. I mean, it's good for comedy factor, but at the same time, it's very stressful when everything keeps going a bit wobbly during a live. So I'm hoping it will be a nice calm live this evening. I'm feeling in need of a bit of calm. I've been packing orders all day for the last couple of days, which of course is a great problem to have. But I'm feeling like I want to have a nice kind of gentle crafting session with you all this evening. I'm playing, of course, with our gorgeous new release, Summer Twilight, which by our Olga, which went live on Saturday. That's when I was on Create and Craft, I think, and is now in Funky Fossil store. And also, I thought I would do another month in my A4 calendar, the 2024 calendar, which is also available. And if you didn't see her, Belinda did a fabulous live in Junk Journals and Mindful Mix Media yesterday, and she was doing a layout in the A4 calendar. So hopefully we'll give you lots of inspiration of ways that you could decorate your calendar when you get that home. But let me just say some hellos, because I can see lots of you coming in here. Hiya, Maxine. Hi, Melanie. Hiya, Ali. I've got a couple of Facebook users, so I don't know who you are, but oh, I can see one of them's Diane, because she was in Scotland, and I know our Diane had a trip away to Scotland recently. Hiya, Carol. Diane. Good to see you all. So yeah, if you do want to for it to show in the comments who you are, I think you need to give StreamYard permission to use your name. Somebody else might be able to give you a little bit more information than that, but I am broadcasting both on YouTube and on Facebook through StreamYard. So that's why sometimes comments come up as Facebook user. So if I don't actually say your name, it may be because I can't see it. Hiya, Jan. Lovely to see you. Thanks for your orders, by the way. And I'm sorry about, I think you had a problem with Create and Craft postage, didn't you? I'm sure I saw a comment from you on that. So shall we do, oh, hi, Olga, lovely. So Olga's going to obviously want to supervise my activity this evening, make sure I do something good with her wonderful collection. And I don't quite know what I'm going to do. I've got a few ideas, actually. Before I start crafting and doing a layout in here, in this calendar, there was a sample that was on the counter on Saturday that I don't think we really kind of gave sufficient credit to, and Olga didn't have it in time for making her reel with the product samples either. So this is by our Samantha Thompson, and it's absolutely stunning, and I just wanted to show you in close up what it was she made. It was on the kind of shelving in front of us in the studio, and I don't think we were really able to see it as well as I'd like. So sometimes it ignores you sometimes, Carol, though, it makes you anonymous again. Sorry about that. So yeah, so Samantha Thompson, I remember the design team, made this amazing frame, and it is just a stunning piece. So you can see she's covered it with the papers, the Summer Twilight papers. She has even used the rub-ons on the little battery at the back, which I thought was really cute. And then inside these frames, she's used lots of the embossing powders, the Summer Twilight embossing powders. I'm going to use those tonight. She's used them on the MDF mushrooms, or the chipboard mushrooms that she's got in there, but she's covered it with the papers and used the stamps, and I just thought it's absolutely beautiful. It's one of those makes that we all know how much time it will have taken to put together, and I just wanted to share it with you here. Look, she's used the Verdant embossing powder all around the edge of the frame as well. So yeah, it's a beautiful piece, and obviously shout out to all the design team, because they are amazing. But because this one came in late for the filming of the samples, I thought I'd just show you it because it's amazing. She is very clever, Mags. Yes, she's very inspiring, isn't she? Yes, the shows did go really, really quick, Ali. I think partly because I was with Janice, and I always love working with Janice. She's so fun to work with, and she really kind of, I know how excited she was about the collection. Olga's also, I'll say this, when I got there, she came over to me and she said, "Is it the Olga that's done this collection? Because I recognise the style." And I said, "Yes, it is the Olga." So there you are, Olga. You are the Olga. So what I thought I'd do this evening, and I won't take loads of your time up. I might not even get this completely finished, but I do want to kind of make a start and give you an idea of where I'm going. So in this A4 calendar, all I've done so far is January, and all I did with January. So this is for my mum. My mum is the whole reason for the A4 calendars, because she loved the A5 calendar last year, but she wanted a bigger one where she could put all her notes and information in. So she insisted I made an A4 calendar, and that's what we now have. So I'll be decorating this to give to her this year. And so I've only got to January so far, and I've used the gorgeous papers, literally as simple as that. I've cut out a sheet from the pad, used one of the sentiments on the pad, some of the little ephemera pieces, a little mini rub-on in the postage mark that came in the ephemera set. And I think this is one of my favourite pages from the pad, probably because it's got quite a lot of green in, Olga. So yeah, you can just see, just literally crop it off the top, and you've got something that looks like it could go in a frame. No, you're not known as the stainy Olga, despite my best efforts. So so that's January done. So I'm going to work on February, and you can see the space in the calendar is a good size. It's an A5 size, really. So I'm going to work on a separate piece of card or paper to do an A5 kind of panel that I can then adhere in, and it might not go into February, but you've got the idea. And what I thought I would do, I was inspired by myself, actually. But what I thought I might do was go with this idea. I did a journal page just when I was playing around with the collection. And you may not be able to see it here, but what I did was I white heat embossed beautiful Wildflower Fields stamp onto vellum. And then I've used that to make a pocket on my journal page. So obviously got some tags then in my pocket, and I just thought I look, obviously the florals from the pages, and little film strip, etc. So this is my journal page, and it got me thinking, wouldn't this be lovely to have as a pocket in a calendar, so that my mum can put receipts and bits and bobs of information in the pocket at the top of the page. And I thought, right, let's have a go at of putting that together. And I'm going to use the Wildflower Fields stamp, because you can see here it literally covers pretty much the length of an A5 panel. It's a massive stamp, and it is lovely. I know, Carol, there is I have to admit, this is, I think, I don't want to kind of getting above herself, but I do think this is one of the best paper pads we brought out. I just love it. There's so much you can do with it because you've got your solids, your patterns, but then you've got those pages with the tags and bits. So effectively, you can pretty much make projects solely with the pad, which I love the fact that it's so self-contained in that respect. So you can see I've already got my big detail stamp on my stamping platform. I'm gonna have to apologize in advance for my English tonight. And I'm going to heat emboss it, and I'm going to heat emboss it. You'll have seen me heat emboss if you watch the shows. I did heat emboss this this image in both the Verdant and in the Blackberry. I can't find the Blackberry one now. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I can't find it. So I do already have one heat embossed, but I think it's lovely to see it stamped and embossed anyway. And I don't know if you can see in the image there, but this Verdant this is part of the Wow Trio that we launched, as well as part of this collection. And this has beautiful gold speckles in it. So it's a lovely, it gives you a lovely kind of mottled effect, but you still get loads of detail. Yeah, I don't know where the Blackberry one's gone, Olga. I did like it in the Blackberry too, but it won't work for what I'm going to do now. I don't know where it is. I will find it. You know, this might be a good time as well to share what we're going to do for our September challenge. If Ali gives me permission to say. But of course, we do a monthly challenge in Fun with Funky Fossil on Facebook. And this month, August, it's been Look Who's Talking. So we've had all your kind of fab entries going into the album with kind of sentiments, numbers. You're just generally kind of using those elements from the stash on our projects. So we'll be announcing that on Friday, the winner chosen at random from that. So we'll be starting a new challenge in September. Thank you, Ali. No, I know where the Blackberry is, Olga. I don't know where the one I've heat embossed is. So yes, our challenge for September is going to be green versus purple. So you may well know, if you've seen any of our lives previously or seen any of the kind of the comments, Olga loves her purple. I'm not a great fan of purple, or haven't been until this collection, but I do love green, and Olga thinks green should not be used at all unless in absolute emergencies. So this collection combines both of our favorite colors, and we want to see your makes, either kind of I suppose highlighting one or other of the colors. So which team are you on? Are you on team green or team purple? And we'd love to see any kind of makes. Don't have to be with Summer Twilight. They can be with any Funky Fossil products that you have. But it's about really kind of showcasing those different colors and what you can do with them, because I might become converted to purple and Olga might decide she quite likes green once we've seen what you do with them. So that will be our challenge for September, just a bit of fun. And if all the entries are purple, then Olga will be very smug. So spent ages now just pushing this down. Let's see. Oh, how beautiful is that? So I'm stamping it in Shady Lane, which is one of ours, not ours, is a Versafine Claire. I'm going to give it another stamp just to make sure the ink's wet. You'll have to heat emboss Blackberry in your live, Olga. I could see that Belinda used Blackberry in her project last night, actually. Well, there you go, Olga. So people might decide to do their Christmas projects and use lots of green. Right. Oh, sage green. I love that, Ali. Right. I think we've pushed that down enough. Look at how beautiful that is. And I'm going to, oops, stick my magnets together. And here we go. Get a bit of copy paper. And I'm going to use my Verdant, despite the heckling. Well, that would be very diplomatic of you, Steph, if you do one of each colour. I mean, I'm not saying that only the green entries will actually be in with a chance of winning. Obviously, that would be completely unfair. It is randomly. It is, what's the word? It is managed by our Ali, so she's a much more impartial referee than either Olga or I are. Oh yeah, avocado green for the bathroom. I remember that. I think my parents had one until not that long ago, you know. No, but I'm sure they've come back. I'm sure they're popular again now. Right, I'm just going to heat this up. Apologies if I make a lot of noise. You can. This is such a versatile stamp, Ali. I do love it. And I just love the fact that you don't, I mean, I know I've got amazing samples from lots of you with them coloured, but I also love the fact it looks really stunning just as line art. Let me get this. This is going to form my pocket on my calendar panel. Those of you who are in the UK, have you had a good bank holiday weekend? I think that's why I didn't realise it was Wednesday today. The only downside of this being a big stamp is, of course, it feels like it takes ages to heat and emboss live. I honestly am so proud of having our very first, and I say first because we do have some more coming, but our very first embossing powders. And that's a really big thing for me. I think I've got it all. How lovely is that? So the fact this powder has that gold in it just means you'll get a slightly different look every time. Sometimes you'll get more gold coming through. Sometimes it will be more green. I think this one's less gold than the first one. I don't know if you can even see the difference. I can, but it might not be coming across. So I'm just reading. You've got purple hair and green fingernails, Carol. Oh, well, you're perfectly positioned to take part in the challenge. Ooh. Oh, was that happened over the bank holiday? Oh, bless you. Dental troubles. Right. So, what I thought would work is I've got a piece of Stamps by Me wood grain paper. I think this is from the Winter Story pack that Tony brought out earlier this summer, and I loved it so much. I have got some in the shop because I just think it's a gorgeous one. You can't go wrong with wood grain, can you? So I've got some wood grain there, and I'm thinking of having a kind of pocket and cut it off there, and it almost looks like a window box in front of a fence. You can kind of see what I'm aiming at there. But I'm going to do the similar thing to the sample I showed on telly. I'm going to use some of our Lindy's to just add some very random coloration to this before I cut it down to make a panel. And I'm thinking of my Summer Twilight colours. So I've gone with the recent release, Tea and Crumpets, and I've got the Pemberley Pride Purple. There you go. Purple's not been left out. The Dunker Biscuit Blue Green, and then a Pinkies Up Pink, which is quite a nice pale pink. So we'll see how those look together. So these are different. They're no different from the normal Lindy's Magicals in terms of the pigmentation and stuff, but they've got them now with these little shaker pots with the holes in, so it's easier to apply, although you do have to be careful because it can go everywhere. I'm quite heavy-handed, so I'm just going to sprinkle. I'm sprinkling along the bottom, the top edge, because I don't want to cover the whole panel. I haven't decided how I'm going to cut this panel into a pocket, so I might not want to have all of it coloured. So this is the Dunker Biscuit Blue Green. I thought I'd got the sage green out. I'll put this one on, see what happens. Can't actually, oh there it is. Can't actually see how much I've put on here. Let me activate it and then I can see. Oh, that's lovely. What a lovely colour that is. I'm going to say that's the purple. Isn't that lovely? I've not used this before, this purple. And the lovely thing with the Lindy's is, of course, you do have other colours in there, in the lots of the Magicals. So you do get them breaking down when you activate them. I really like that. I'm not sure I'm going to put the pinky pink in. So I just like this. They look like is it Forget-Me-Nots? You can go so wrong with purple. The majority of the time when I use purple, I end up with something brown. It's not a friendly colour. Yeah, I could cut them out and put them on like a transparent pocket. I could. I don't think I'm going to do something that time consuming this evening though, because I don't think I've got the energy tonight. I'm loving this though. Look at this colours. As always, I say I'm going to try and kind of leave some white space, but then I get super excited about the colours and end up applying them everywhere. I do love the way these things activate. That is plenty. Step away now. Step away, Sarah. Olga, are you shouting at me? Is that why I'm getting block capitals? I know the theory of using yellow and stuff with purple makes it into the browns, but I don't know, just somehow it always kind of goes wrong. Whereas green is just a lovely soothing colour. So as you can see, I'm just kind of going to let this drip forward a bit now, so we're going to get a bit of a. And one of the nice things about having heat embossed it is you will see the colour will, or the kind of the colour will pool where there's the embossed line. So it's a nice. I'm just going to let this drip all the way down, because then I'm going to blot it. Oh, I like that. What do you think? They do look nice, don't they? Green and purple working nicely together. Who would have thunk it? I really like that. It's going to be a shame to cut this panel down. But how quick and easy is that? So if you're not a colourist, I know lots of you are, and I do like colouring, but I don't always have the time or patience for it. I do like this kind of look, this instant step away. I am going to leave it to dry. Don't worry, everyone. I was just trying to blot it a bit so it wasn't so dark. I love that you all give me instructions on when I'm doing it wrong. But I think that looks great, doesn't it? I am gonna leave it to dry. You're okay. I will leave it to dry. But I do think that looks lovely. You could see it as a kind of a side. If you were cutting it down, you'd have it at the side of a card. You could have it a downward facing card with a sentiment there. Fabulous. So that was the Pemberley Purple, Pemberley Pride Purple, and the Dunker Biscuit Blue Green. That's the only two colours I used there, even though you can see there were kind of spots of yellow and teal in there. That was just those two colours combined. So I think that looks cool. I'm going to leave that to dry because everyone will get very angry if I let it. I'm not going to add yellow to it, Olga. You're right. You're safe. She says. Now, if I'm thinking of this being like almost like a little window box type thing here, then I was thinking maybe I could stamp this beautiful image. Although I could stamp some of the individuals. Let's do that. Let's stamp some of the individuals along. So this is almost like the flowers trailing up the sides. And I just need I won't use my stamping platform for these. I'll just put a few out on acrylic blocks. And we can stamp them kind of freehand. Now, shall I stamp? No, I think I will stamp the big one because I was going to white heat emboss it and then do a bit of stenciling. Change of plan, everyone. Oh, I know. I'm always getting carried away. It's so nice to be able to craft with you all and see comments, because you just don't get that opportunity when you're on the telly to get the feedback. So what I was going to do, I'm going to use the big floral again. I'm going to stamp on both sides and white heat emboss it. So it's kind of going to be behind the pockets. Who's this who's late? Outrageous behaviour. There are lots of beautiful individual florals in the stamp sets, which is why I was feeling I should use them. But I do think having the larger arrangement on either side will almost kind of make it look a bit more cohesive. So I'm using my big stamping platform. Let's use this side. I'll have it going in slightly. This isn't going to work, so there we go. Do it that way. I'll have it going in slightly. I'll tell you all what my mum thinks of this when she gets it. No, I'm not sure. Rachel, what do you need to do to give StreamYard permission to use your name? I know you're a StreamYard user. Right. There we go. White powder, not clear sparkle. Here we go. Yep, the bright white. I was thinking I could use the lavender, but the lavender is a translucent, so it looks beautiful over white. But if you use it over a colour, it's a bit like one of the, the Tim Holtz embossing glazes. It will add a tint to whatever it's over, but it won't stand. It's not opaque. It won't cover it. So if I'm using it against the wood grain, it might get a bit lost, which is why I'm going to use white for this. I'm so unprepared. I don't know now where my embossing ink is. It is here. I have cleared my desk, but only a very small amount of it, so things are just falling off either side. And I've got boxes behind me with all your orders in. So I'm working on a postage stamp today. Right. I think I've got the amount that I want to stamp here. I don't think you have to give permission every time, but Carol was saying earlier that she has given it before, but she doesn't always get her name showing. So I don't know. I thought once you've given it permission, it probably remembers you, unless you watch it then on a different device. And then it might need to permission again. Right, that's it. Giving that some welly. It's all lovely on the wood. I'm going to just twizzle the paper round, because there's no really with this stamp, there's no right or wrong way up or down, I don't think, which is great in terms of the design. So I will literally just flipping the paper around and leaving the stamp where it is, and then we can emboss both sides at once. That might do. Hiya, Barbara. You're still in sunny Spain, aren't you, lovely? I'm not jealous at all. I hope you're well, having a good time. Can I see it, Susan? No, I can't. Well, other than the fact you just said you're Ali, but I've still got no name. It's still Facebook user. Oh, thank you. I think it is a stunning collection, and I must admit, it's one where I keep wanting to make with it. And I know that sounds silly because I feel like that about lots of things we bring out, but when I'm tired and I've had a day of packing orders and doing admin and stuff, I just find this collection really easy and restful to work with. Maybe it's the natural imagery. So this is going to be quite subtle because it's not the darkest wood grain, but that's actually going to work well in terms of what I want, how I want it to look, because we want to add a bit of stenciling as well. Let me decant this white. And I anticipate this pad. I got a lot. Yeah, she's not ringing you, Adele, because she's watching this. I got a lot of stock of this because I hoped it was going to be popular. But if it sells out, my intention would be, I don't always reprint pads, but my intention would be to reprint this one. Diane, I think it was. Oh, thank you, Mary. Right. I didn't use my anti-static, did I? It won't really matter for this. I mean, it's certainly of the collection. Lots of people bought the collection, but then put another paper pad in their basket as well. So I'm kind of expecting the paper pad and the rub-ons to be the kind of elements that people keep coming back to, or back for more, sorry. Oh, this looks lovely on the wood grain. Olga, we need some wood grain. This is this is the wood grain from Winter Story from Stamps by Me. And of course, it's a lovely matte card. I think it's 200 GSM, so it's got a good weight to it. It really takes lots of techniques well. Yeah, it looks nice on the wood grain, doesn't it? So just white heat embossed on the wood grain, just again a really lovely look. Classic. There we go. This looks like lace. So yeah, I think that's looking really nice. And because we swizzled the paper around and left the stamp where it was, you can see how it looks quite natural, quite organic, because it's uneven. Did you say you wanted wood grain in this pad, Olga? Did you? Another of your great ideas I obviously didn't listen to. So let's add a little bit of stenciling because our paper is still drying, because I did absolutely cover it in water, but it's drying so prettily, isn't it? Really nice. So let's add a little bit of stenciling. I thought I'd use some of this is a very well loved stencil, as you can see, but this is Olga's checkerboard stencil, and I know it will go nicely with the wood grain because she's got a paper in here that I love with the blackberries on. If this is a full page, yes it is. So this paper here with the blackberries on has got this kind of lovely checkerboard. This is wood grain, Olga. It's got some lovely checkerboard in the background, so I thought, right, we can add our own checkers to this wood grain. I'll go with the middle size one, and I think I'm going to go with brown. I think I'll go, if I can find it, I think I'll go with ground espresso. Yes, I've got it here. 4 pages to make. Okay, well that's on the next pad then, isn't it, Olga? The wood grain. It is. I love wood grain. It is one of my faves because it just goes with everything, doesn't it? So I've got my ground espresso, and I'm going to add a little bit of stenciling at the top here. There's no point really doing it at the bottom here because we won't see it. We'll do it anyway for completeness sake. You never know what might just peep through. Oh, I'll tell you what we need to use. We'll use the checkerboard stain. I got an angry message from Olga the other night. Funky wood. Funky woody. Leave the names to me, Olga. Yeah, I got an angry message from Olga the other night because she watched she watched the shows on repeat, and apparently I said Olga Staines 18 times across the 2 shows. So she's very angry that I call these beautiful A7 stamps Olga Staines. I know, Olga. I just said 18 times. So I'll add this now because, and I'm using one of the Versafine Fallen Leaves. This is a dark brown, this one, but this will mean that we've got that checkerboard in different sizes, different scales, but the same general pattern. So I think that's a nice. Again, if you're going to repeat a pattern or have multiple designs on a piece, if you can kind of repeat the same motif, it will just give it a nice sense of rhythm. You can see I typically just kind of work in diagonals or mirror. Yeah, well, everyone will remember them as Olga's stains. Nobody's going to remember them as Olga's backgrounds, are they? You know, you've got to add a little bit of personality to these things. I'm going to put a bit in the corner here. And say the wonderful thing about these stamps is the lovely kind of natural kind of splattery edge around them, so it's so easy for stamping off the edges of cards. You don't end up with that straight line, which can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. I like how that's looking against the white heat emboss as well. Hello, lovely. It is pretty, that, isn't it? I'm really liking this. I think I'm going to add a bit of, excuse me, a bit of brown blending around the edge, just to bring it in a little bit, bring in the eye. And that will help as well around these edges where we've got the white heat embossing. It will help that white heat embossing to stand out a little bit more, because of course it will resist the ink. Yeah, I think that's true, Ali. That's one of the great things about Olga's designs is you've got those recurring motifs. So when she makes the collage, the big collage elements, then you know that they're going to work together, because there is that, whether it's the script or the checkerboard or the drips, they're all kind of going to find their way in there. I'm just trying to avoid my stamping, because that will still be wet and will probably smudge. And I'm not bothering too much about the bottom edge either. How nice this takes ink. Because I'm expecting, actually I will do that, because we might have a little bit peeking through underneath our pocket. So let's just buff off the embossing and see what we've got. So where there's that heat embossing, I'll bring that white back out. Of course, if I really like this panel, I might end up putting it in my own calendar and not giving it to my mum at all. So there's always that option. Right, let me just, I know Adele will be having kittens at the fact that my mat is already in such a state. So just, there we go. So I'm thinking which way? I think that way. I'm looking at the screen to see. I think that way works nicely, doesn't it? I'm thinking this was going to work really lovely. So we're going to have the pop of colour from our pocket coming up from the bottom. That must be Adele. Although, how nice would it be as well? Kind of, oh, that'd be lovely as well. This would be, I tell you what, this stamp, white heat embossed on vellum, like I did on this journal page. Wouldn't that look lovely against the wood grain? That would be lovely, a lovely overlay against wood grain. I tore it in honour of Karen, who is the queen of tearing vellum. So you could have a torn strip of that vellum across the wood grain. But that's not what we're going to do. Let me trim. How are we going to trim this? This is still damp, but I think it's still going to be okay for cutting now. Hand cutting. If I can see them, there they are. So I think I'm going to lose the drips, because I think I'm going to kind of almost follow the outline of the stamp to an extent. Not close. This isn't a close fussy cut. This is still going to be a rough cut, because I want this to have enough, be substantial enough to act as a pocket for tucking things in. Oh, there she is. Hi, Adele. Yes, I can see, for some reason I can see names on YouTube that I can't see on Facebook. I don't know why. I'm just grateful that StreamYard hasn't kicked me out yet tonight. I've done that now. I don't think I'm going to like it. I think it looks a mess. Maybe it's because it's still too far away from the stamp. Let's have a look. Maybe I should have just done it straight, like a proper window box. Oh dear. Seemed like a good idea in my head. What do you think? Let's have a look. I think that looks okay. I'm not going to fussy cut it, Olga. Do you reckon? No. Do you think? No. Somebody back me up. Doesn't need fussy cutting, does it? Oh yes, but Babs, have you not seen our new release, Summer Twilight? Oh, I released it on Saturday, and it is lush. New embossing powders as well. No, Olga, I'm not going to fussy cut it. Thank you, Abby. Oh, hi, Jean. I can't see your name, so you must have given permission somewhere to something. I think that looks okay, Olga. Thank you, Facebook user. I like it too. What did you suggest? Darken the edge. This edge. Yeah, maybe so. The alternative, if we think I've just messed that up, is I could put it on a piece of vellum, a rectangular piece of vellum. So there's a. Let me get my vellum and let's see. Olga would have me fussy cutting this out. Should have got dyed for this one, Olga, shouldn't I? So if I put this, no, I don't think that will work either. That'll just look a bit even. That will look weird as well. Yeah, vellum won't make a difference. No, I think Diane's idea is a good one. Let's get a colour. Should we get a purple? Shall we use some purple on it? Is this all gone so badly wrong? We might as well get purple out. Oh, I don't know if we've got any. Chip sapphire, that's a blue. Oh, villainous potion. This is a dark purple, isn't it? I'm not gonna fussy cut it, Olga. These people have got lives. They don't want to watch me do that for the next 7 days. Right. So this is a very dark purple, so I'm going to just be quite tentative. Let's see whether this is going to give it more definition. I think it's a good shout. How often, well, hopefully it doesn't just happen to me. Do you have an idea in your head and then you come to start it and you're like, oh, it doesn't look like I imagined. I'm hoping it happens to everybody. Oops. Does that make a difference, do you think? Yes, I agree, Mary. I agree. That's a good shout. Yeah. I think Mary's right. I'm not sure this goes with it. What's that, Adele? Can you trim the top left corner? Oh, right. Of this corner. It does look a bit blocky, doesn't it? Oh, Mary might be right, though. I'm wondering. Oh, I don't want to go too low because then the idea of the pocket will get lost. But you're right, Adele, you're right. By the time we finish, I'll have fussy cut this out, won't I? Does that look better, lovely? Does that look better? I think it does. Mary's suggestion about just going with the wood grain's kind of stuck in my head now. What do we think, everyone? What do we think? Should we just go with wood grain? Oops. Just with wood grain and rub-ons. Oh yeah, let's get the rub-ons out. Come on, everyone. I've not used a rub-on yet. I could. Oh, Olga, I could. Yes. Mary, you're a lifesaver. It does make a difference, doesn't it, Adele? But yes, let's use these big blackberry images because that will echo the blackberries in here. And then we might just be able to use the watercolour panel on something else. Absolutely love these rub-ons. Have you shared your project with them yet, Olga? You did yesterday. Yeah, this is gonna look nice. So we can put that there. Oh, are you thinking of vellum pockets? Oh, do you know, it's no use. You're all coming up with these ideas. I can't do all of them. That's a good shout. Right, that's it. I'm sorted. I'm going to put this on the top. I'm going to put a vellum pocket with some rub-ons on. Right. God, get there in the end. I told Mr. G I wouldn't be long. So let's put this at the top here. Where's my lolly stick? Oh, what have I done there? Lolly stick. I put it away this morning. Could I put it somewhere else? It was in here. Oh, good grief. I don't know what I've done with my lolly stick. I daren't open another pack just to get a lolly stick. Oh, look, we've got a big one here. Right, so let's just burnish this. Yeah, yes, I saw you use the back of the brush, Olga. I haven't tried that. This isn't one of the lolly sticks that come with the actual pack themselves. It's just one I had for stirring resin, I think. Let's see how much that's transferred. So I'm off the edge here, So can you see how some of it's already gone onto the glass mat? It doesn't come off very easily either, Adele, just so you know. So this bit at the top here that isn't coming away is deliberately not coming away because it's over the top of the card. So it's come away cleanly, other than the bit there that obviously I wasn't rubbing because I didn't want it to stick over the edge. How beautiful does that look? Can you see? And it just has that beautiful kind of smooth printed feel. So it's gone over the layers, it's over the embossing, it's over the stamping. Right, so let's have a vellum pocket. A vellum pocket that can go over here. In fact, if I do it long ways, I can wrap it. Oh, yes. Mary, you're a genius. I'm just going to take this to my trimmer 1 second. I might have done this a bit. No, this will be perfect. So we've got a nice vellum pocket here. Isn't that pretty? And then we don't need to we don't lose any of the lovely details that we've been stamping. And what I'll do, because of course we've got the bottom here and we've got vellum, which can be challenging then to adhere without being visible, is we'll use some of our wood grain washi just to seal the bottom of that pocket. So we can stick that at either side with our glue. We're getting there now. Purple eyelets or brads? No, I don't. Do you know, I was looking at eyelets the other day and thinking, I haven't used any for years. I'm tempted to get some. Purple didn't come to mind, I have to admit. Let me just use a bit of washi as well, just as, while the glue's taking hold. So we can put this on the back. I never really got the hang of eyelets in terms of how to properly fix them in. You love an eyelet, Rachel, didn't you? So, of course, this is just a band, but with our fabulous washi tape, I know it's a different colour or a slightly different colour to the bottom wood grain, but I think we'll get away with it, don't you? Just using a little bit of it. Now, let me rip it so it's got a slightly more organic edge to it. Yeah, that'll work. So we've got this now at the bottom. Oh, I'm pleased with this. Some impromptu crafting. I think that's going to look nice, don't you? Really nice. So now we can add some rub-ons to our vellum. And that will work perfectly in the top of the calendar. Yes, that's true. I like for using the rub-ons, I was just thinking you could use I can't find anything today. But you could use like your bone folders and stuff, couldn't you? I didn't think of that. Right, so that pocket's there. Let's put some rub-ons on, which is the fun bit. Because we're all rub-on addicted. So let's have Life's Too Short to Be Anything But Funky, which Olga put in just for me, didn't you? If we put that in this corner, and then we'll put some more stuff in this corner. Oops. I And then I think that will be job done. And then I'll kind of, after this live, try and think of, I think I probably lost that beautiful. I think actually, no, I reckon I can salvage that on the side of a card, because I don't want to lose it, because those colours are beautiful. But yeah, they definitely weren't working for us, were they? Or it wasn't working for us there. I'm not going to use all of the rub-ons, Olga. Only somebody very reckless would use all of the rub-ons in one go, wouldn't they, Olga? So let's put this here. Yes, Ali, I agree. I love the white text ones. In fact, let's do that in the other corner, and then we can put a bit of splatter or something over the top, because of course they layer nicely as well. So the lovely thing with rub-ons is, of course, you've got the opacity where you want the opacity, but then they're translucent in terms of something like the vellum here. Then it's just going to kind of disappear in. Let's see if I can get the edge. I'm not sure I caught all of that. I think I did. Yeah. I mean, you really don't need to be super aggressive with them. They transfer so beautifully. So let's put a bit of text, and there's a little thing of blueberries here in this corner, and then I am going to declare that a finished project, page in my mum's calendar, and a triumph. Oh yes, absolutely. That's why I wanted to have the giveaway as well on TV, because I do want people to use them. I'll give Barb my love, Adele. They are, I have had rub-ons in the past that I have left in the packet and thought I'll get them out and use them very, very sparingly. And ultimately, I mean, and we're talking over a matter of years here, of course, the adhesive starts to lose its strength, and they never, it's like our papers, isn't it? We do like to kind of hold on to things that we think are super pretty, but these really do come alive when you get them on the page and put them layered up, or not even on the page, on different surfaces. So this text that Ali was mentioning, I think looks really nice. So, and of course we echo the white of the heat embossing. And I'm just going to cut through. And Olga absolutely packed these sheets with images. She would not rest until she had every possible millimetre covered. And done an amazing job. Took her a long time. So we'll put this blueberry here. A lot longer to put them together than it did to use them all, Olga, isn't it? And she said to me she used a pack in about half an hour. There we go. It's cool, yeah. Look at that. Look, can you see how beautiful is that? Just layering up that little detail over the text rub-on. So there's 4 rub-ons. We've got the one in the corner, 2 here layered up, and our sentiments. So all I will do is get another piece of paper from our pad, this beautiful rich green, just very moody green, and we'll mat it onto there, and then I think that will look amazing in the calendar. I mean, I don't know whether maybe a bit more in the middle, but no. What do you think, everyone? No, I don't think I will put any more on. That's me arguing with myself. There we go. Just going to squizzle this down with some glue because I think it'd be nice to see it placed on the page, on the calendar page. And we're fun really to see everyone's pages when they're doing their different months, because again, everyone's got a different style. So Belinda's fabulous page from last night looks very different from this, obviously. So I just love how you can personalize your calendar to reflect the artwork or the style that you love. So I'm not going to stick it in because it may not go in February, and I might still do something to that vellum. I'm not entirely sure, but I do like it as it stands at the moment. So we can see we've got stamping, we've got rub-ons, we've got a bit of washi, we've got the gorgeous wood grain papers, bit of stenciling, and I think that's going to look really lovely on the page, don't you? And then of course, Brucey bonus is I've got this beautiful piece that I have heat embossed in the Verdant with that explosion of Lindy's, which I will definitely find a use for. And that, I think, is everything I'll do tonight, because I need to get some dinner, and I'm sure you've got other things. Did I not send you a calendar, Olga? Oh, I'll send you a calendar. Oh, do you know, it's very hard being live when you're being heckled the whole time. However, everyone, thank you for spending your evening with me. I'm glad so many of you love the Summer Twilight collection, and I'm sure you'll see us using it lots more over the coming weeks, because it is just a wee bit special. So thanks for your company, thanks for your input, and I shall see you again very soon. Bye for now.